layers of money to cloak themselves in the form of the state. I will now close with an argument from authority. How the faithful city has become a harlot, she who was full of justice, righteousness once lodged in her, but now murderers. Your silver has become dross, your drink diluted with water. Your rulers are rebels and companions of thieves. Everyone loves a bribe and chases after rewards. They do not defend the orphan, nor does the widow's plea come before them. Isaiah 1:21. It is up to you to trust in liberty and sound money, or to instead trust in our thieving rulers. Give up your silver in exchange for their dross, and allow them to gain rewards at your expense. It is up to all of you to trust in your personal God, or to instead trust in the institutions of man posing as God. Thank you.
As they pass the microphone, can everybody hear me?
Yeah.
I'll just be real loud here as they pass the microphone here. Keep that going. Our next speaker is a man named Bob Donahue, a man who is one of the most informed men that we have participating in OPAC, participating in the conservative movement. By conservative, I mean rigorously limited government. So everyone, I'll give you Bob Donahue.
It is good to see everybody here. Give yourselves a hand for coming out. Yeah. No doubt our numbers need to grow, but the reality is, it starts today. It starts here and it starts now. I need 10 volunteers to help me out. Starting with someone, well, let me ask. Everybody hold up their gold. What? Where's your gold? Any silver? Oh, yeah, a little bit in the ring. Yeah, we're about
at home.
I need 10 volunteers to do a demonstration. Anybody help me out?
I want to do it.
Yeah, come on over. Hey, be the keeper of the gold. Come on over, hold it up. Well, guess what? You're going to be the guy everybody hates, so I just want you to know. All right. 10? 10, yeah. Let's line up in a row, right down here. Whoops.
If you don't get 10, I will. Somebody's got to do the camera.
All right. Hold that.
Here we go.
Scott, take this, hold it down, don't face out, go that way. Hold it down, all right? But don't show it, Okay. I need... Okay, need somebody over here, there we go.
Excuse me.
Yeah, Mr. Keeper of the Gold, want to stand down here? Out here, okay. Oh, Mr. 90, you need to go over here. You need to go over here, 90. 90 goes here, need somebody else here. Hold it down like that, right? Yeah, you know what you're seeing? Hold that down like that. Okay. Now we need over here. Here's, hold that like that. I take it back. Stay right there. Hold that one. Here's the 8. Good. Okay. Now, let's say that between us here, young man, what's your name? Let's say Skylar and Art, we're the bankers, okay? We're the ones that came along in 1913 and decided, hey, guess what? We got a plan. I whip out this piece of paper, a little cardboard, a little smaller they did, said, it's $100. You know what I'm gonna do? We'll take that gold off everybody's hands and we'll give them one of these. We'll keep it in safekeeping for them. Why, the government will even provide security for them. Right? We'll store all that gold. Hold up the gold there, Mr. Banker. All right, that banker there's gonna hang on to that gold in Fort Knox. And you know what we do to the person who gave us that gold? We're gonna give them a Federal Reserve note that backs up that gold. Because originally it did. Originally, the Federal Reserve note was as good as gold. That's how it started. So the person, thank you for your gold. Here is your $100.
I'm happy to give it to you.
Now, actually what happens here in this case, we got the gold now. Let's say this is banker number one. A banker here has $100 now. What do banks do with money?
Lend it.
They lend it out, right? So next to our banker here is a customer who borrows, but remember the banker here, by law, can't lend out $100. How much can you lend out? That's right, 10% had to be held in reserve. So, turn the sign around. The bank holds on to $10, and the customer gets how much? Hold it up. $90. Okay? Now, what does that person do with that money? They borrowed the money. They're now in debt, right? Is this bank in debt? Yeah, they borrowed the $100 in the Federal Reserve. That bank borrowed the $100 in Federal Reserve Bank. Remember the keeper of the gold? They actually borrowed that $100. They lend it to the customer as $90. Now the customer does not take that check and run down to Home Depot to buy lumber. What they do is they deposit it in their bank. So, hold your sign down and hold up $90. Hold up $90. There's bank two who's got that $90 from that customer. $90 on deposit. Okay? Now what does that bank do with it?
Keep 9.
Keeps 10%, $9 turning around, and they lend it out to who? Another customer gets $81. Now of course, they kind of spend it and it goes between banks, right? The money does float between banks. But most of your money, like most of mine, is not in my pocket. It's in the bank. That's where we keep our money. We keep it in the bank. And we write checks and do credit cards and debit cards and all that, right? So this person has $81. What do they do with it? Put the sign down because they deposit it in the bank. Hold it right, turn it around. $81. Hold it up high. $81. Now what does this person do?
Lend it out.
Turn it around. They keep 10%, $8. Lend the other 10. 73. You get the idea. Now by the time all this is done, put your sign down. Banks, hold up the amount of money that you have on reserve. You just hold in your vaults. Now by the time you go back and forth, do you know how much is held in reserve? Hold yours down. $100. Remember that original $100 that was lent out? It's held in reserve. Now, okay, banks, hold your signs down. Customers, you guys think you have money, don't you? You think you have real